evening and welcome to another exciting edition of your number one talk show, City Talks with Reuben Abati, on your number one lifestyle station, City 1051 FM. On this show, we talk about stories of political and human interest that affect us as citizens of Nigeria and as members of a global human community. Today, we'll be discussing the National Convention of the All Progressives Congress, APC, the biggest story in town. Today, March 26th, Saturday, which is currently ongoing in the nation's capital, Abuja. And to guide us through this, it's a great pleasure to introduce, a chieftain of the All Progressives Congress, Prince Mustapha Audu. He is the leader of the Progressive Youth Movement, a youth wing of the All Progressives Congress. Prince Mustapha Audu was a governorship aspirant on the platform of the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, in the 2019 governorship election in Kogi State. He is currently the leader of the Progressive Youth Movement, PYM, which is the largest youth group in the APC with over 10 million members. The group championed the agitation for the inclusion of youths in the leadership of the APC at the national level. If you want to be part of this conversation, you can call us on 0700 105 1051. And you can also leave a comment on our WhatsApp number 0909991 64403. And on our social media accounts at City1051 on YouTube, Facebook, and Zoom. Thank you very much, Prince Audu, for joining us. This looks like a very special day for your party and for also, your advocacy with regard to the progressives movement in Nigeria. But before we go into the conversation proper, I understand you are at the convention ground. Can you tell us what is happening there right now at the moment as the All Progressives Congress tries to make major decisions today?
First of all, I want to say good afternoon, Reuben. It's a pleasure to finally be on your show. And good afternoon to all Nigerians, especially to the APC members. Today is a wonderful day. Finally, we're here at the convention. The convention, they say APC is not so popular yet. The whole of Abuja all over the place. I think this is the thing of joy. Right now, we're trying to finish up accreditation. We have a lot of young people running for various positions, due to, the advocacy you just mentioned. And I'm very proud to say that this is the first time a ruling party has given real significant chance to young people to come out and showcase themselves. So everything is looking good. We're very happy, glory be to God. So we're happy to be here. And I think all Nigerians are finally happy that the ruling party is getting this off the ground so that we can get down to the real business of preparing for the 2023 general elections.
Okay, you are the leader of the Progressive Youth Movement, but do the youths in APC, do they have a say in this matter? I mean, I know you've advocated along certain lines, but do you really think that young people can have a say in this matter?
Happening. I think Nigerians need this. Nigerians need to see APC vibrant. Nigerians are in love with the APC, but the problem is that we have not, or we didn't deliver on our promises, but now we are ready to change the narrative. We are ready to move ahead. We have brought in the best set of young people to merge with the older leaders, and I think this will deliver the Nigeria that we're all looking for. In addition to all that Mr. President has done, in addition to the leadership role that he has taken to make sure that we have this convention, hitch-free convention that's about to happen, I think we're in a very good place as a party.
Well, Prince Audu, you just said a hitch-free convention is about to happen, but there are issues within your party. One of the issues is about the issue of consensus. The president, we are told, wants some consensus candidates, particularly with chairmanship. Some
Absolutely.
chairmanship aspirants say they don't agree. The governor of Ondo State has been quoted as saying he doesn't think that anybody should impose candidates in the Southwest, and that is in the public domain. The governor of Ekiti State has also been quoted as having made a statement that, well, the president has a right to bring forward his own candidates, but he should also be ready to lose if people do not agree. Although there's been a backstepping in that regard, with his chief press secretary Yinka Oyebode saying, the governor didn't say so. But the tape is out there and many platforms have played it. What's your position with regard to consensus candidacy, and what do you think we should expect at this convention today?
To be honest, there are three methods in our...
Hello? Hello?
Our constitution that stipulates how members are to be elected with direct methods that are agreeable. Also, the Nigerian constitution, the new electoral act, stipulates the definition of consensus. Consensus means that all the other aspirants would have to step down. When written, they would have to present a written letter saying that they are stepping down for the consensus. So we honestly believe that all of this will be done. In addition to what you just mentioned, since last night there have been a series of meetings, and this morning, I think it's on Premium Times and a number of newspapers. If you read it, you see that all the 6 chairmanship aspirants have all stepped down for His Excellency Senator Abdullahi Adamu. So this is clear that the party is working. And again, this shows you that even when Mr. President, it shows you the kind of party we are. Mr. President asked for consensus, and initially the members were not, some members were not particularly happy. But a series of dialogue, a series of meetings have occurred in the last few days, and this morning those same members have said supremacy of the party is part of our constitution, and they are going to abide by that. So I think that is what it is. As young people as well, we agitated. In any other party, if young people agitate, they don't take them seriously. But in our party, we've agitated strongly, and today you have a whole host of young people vying for office. Some of them have been put on the consensus list. Some of them have not been put on the consensus list. But we will see how the convention happens. But what I can assure you is that we're going to have a hitch-free convention. That does not mean...
Hello? Hello, Prince Audu?
That at the end, people may be 100% of the time, and nobody, or 100%. So you will find some people that may or may not be happy, but there are also means through the party that you can address those issues. So I don't think that you will have a rancor. Majority of the party members are already happy. Look at everybody dancing and celebrating outside. It's unbelievable. It's a scene that we haven't seen since 2015. So I'm happy. I feel energized. I feel that, yes, finally, the APC is ready to deliver the benefits and the dividends of democracy to the people of Nigeria. This is my take, and I believe that all young people are feeling this way right now.
Okay, Prince Audu, I mean, your platform, the Progressive Youth Movement wing of the APC, had specific expectations. Will you say that your expectations have been met? And for the benefit of our listeners, we would like to define those expectations. That's question number 1. Question 2, there are persons who have said, look, this particular convention of the APC is going to result in an implosion of the party because of differences over zoning, over consensus. Will the party implode today? And will the expectations of young people be met?
Honestly, I'll take the second one because I didn't really hear the first question, but I'll answer the second one. There will, with all certainty, there will not be an implosion simply because we're in a series of dialogue, communication. You know, communication has always been the issue. Whenever you see that there are problems, it means that there's a breakdown of communication. In the last few weeks, the party has been having several meetings with itself. In the last few weeks, like they say, there's a popular saying that says, you cannot make an omelette without breaking a few eggs. So that's what we've been doing as a party. So all you've been seeing are internal ramblings, trying to deliver a convention that will produce a new set of NWC and a new neck that is representative of the Nigerian demographic, not just the older ones, but the bridge between the older ones and the younger ones. This is exactly what the APC is going to deliver today. And I believe that young people will be happy regardless of how it goes. I believe that a lot of the young people have already been included in our unity list, and those ones who refuse to step down also have a chance to express themselves democratically. So this is not just they'll come out, read the list, and everybody goes home. No. Even after the list is presented, this is why we already know that there is not going to be a convention like this, because you will compare this to the PDP convention and be saying that you, Mr. Reuben Abati, I know you will soon be prepared to come to the APC.
Well, I don't know about that. For now, I'm just
ready to welcome you.
No. For now, I'm doing journalism, and I'm focusing on my career as a public intellectual. But let me ask.
It's because you're covered already. It will soon be ready.
In any case, okay. Let me ask you this question. In 2019, you showed interest in the presidential race. And then at some point you stepped down.
Governorship race, sorry.
Was it governorship in 2019?
Governorship.
It was governorship. But then you threw in your hat and you said you were supporting President Muhammadu Buhari. Okay, this time around, 2023, what are your plans? You said your wife is already part of the race within the APC. So what are your own plans?
To be honest, I'm not sure what I'll run for, but I can tell you what I'm sure I'll not be running for. I will not be running this time around for the office of executive governor, and for many reasons, but I will be running for either the House of Representatives or the Senate, but I haven't concluded yet. And I think that this is a time that young people need to come together across board throughout the whole country to form legislative arm of government. So our focus now is to get as many young people into the offices of House of Assembly and especially the House of Representatives. I think if we begin to bring in a lot of young people into these two critical positions, a lot will begin to change in Nigeria. And then young people will begin to build that experience that they need to garner for better leadership positions. So in 2018, yes, I did aspire to be the governor of Kogi State, but I have to say, right now, today, I feel I'm better equipped. I feel I'm more capable than I was 3 years ago, you know. So, and I'm still under 40, so I still believe that there's a lot of time for us to make a difference.
Okay, very quickly. Yes, it's just good that you brought up the point about you being under 40. And there was this not too young to run bill, young people showing interest. But some people are saying, look, these young people, they are not, good enough. The law may have been made, but we hear stories about young people involved in Yahoo, involved in, what is it again? Okay? So do you think that we made a mistake supporting young people to vie for responsible office? And how much of it do you see in this APC process in terms of encouraging young people?
It's not a mistake. I think what is a mistake is that the young people that have been in government and in governance, a lot of them do not have the prerequisite skill or capacity to hold that office. That has been the truth. So in reality, for things to be different, you need competent young people. If you look across board, entertainment industry, financial technology, many things like that, you see young people flourishing. But in leadership and politics, you don't see young people flourishing because the type of young people that you see in there, the thugs and the touts and the ballot box snatchers. So this time around, with the advent of the not too young to run bill, you can see that Mr. President has tried to encourage young people. But political parties have made it, or had made it at that point, challenging, because once the not too young to run bill was signed by Mr. President, especially the PDP, they had a meeting with INEC and other parties and decided to increase the form of parties. First, from the president was 5 million, they raised it to 50 million, I think. The governorship was 2 million, they raised it to 22 million. Like that, like that, like that. All these were the series of activities put in place to disenfranchise young people. But we are wiser now. We have the ability to crowdfund. We are seeking, for the first time, we are head hunting young people across the country. We've been, as the progressive youth movement, we've gone round the country, we've gone round the 6 head hunting young people, bringing them together and going after a collective cause. I think this is what will make a difference in the Nigeria that we're looking for. So APC, to be honest, has been at the forefront of this. APC has been at the forefront of bringing young people into the party, and this is it. This has been. Just looking at the crowd. This has been part of it.
Okay, Prince Adam, we're going to throw the lines open in a match. Prince Audu, I'm sorry. You know, we're going to throw the lines open in a matter of seconds. But before then, I would like to ask you, what is your party bringing on board in 2023? And how is your party likely to convince Nigerians to vote for the APC again? Inflation rate is out of the roof. Unemployment rate is running riot. What is it called again? Foreign exchange regime is upside down. There's oil theft. Nothing is working within the Nigerian economy. All the promises made by the APC in 2015, even your leaders in the APC, they're saying we didn't make those promises. So what do you think is the big proposition beyond the convention that will convince Nigerians to say we still want this APC?
I think that's a very simple answer, right? Mr. President is leaving with 12 million votes that he normally comes with. But in the last 4 years, what INEC has done is register 20 million new votes. And those 20 million new votes falls in one demographic, the young people. Once young people begin to see faces like their own, people they can relate to, I believe that they will vote for that party. And that party is the APC. Yes, we've had problems. Yes, we've not been able to deliver on a lot of the promises. I'm not here to make excuses. If we do not agree that there was a problem, then we're not being honest with ourselves. Yes, there has been a problem, but it's not to throw away the baby with the bathwater, because a lot of things that you've seen, a lot of investment that has happened in infrastructure, a lot of things that has happened across the country has only been done by this present administration. So what we're saying is that once new, younger people with fresh ideas, with energy, with drive, with motivation comes into the system, they will be able to make a real difference and change things. And this is why the progressive youth movement has been insistent that no convention can occur without young people being an essential part of the NEC and the NWC. It's not good enough to be only a youth leader. It's not good enough. Majority of the demographic in Nigeria is the youth. 70% of the over 200 million, which means that over 160 million people are young people in Nigeria. So in order for any party to succeed, you must show a huge representation of this demographic. This is what the APC has realized. The APC is the only party with young people that are active, agile, ready to stand up and challenge the system to get what is right. And the moment that challenge is met, they are ready to fall in line and do the right thing. This is what we've done. Since we had issues with the party, we've done reconciliation. Today, we are working hand in hand with the party to deliver a hitch-free convention. We're not going to leave our party. We're going to stay here, strengthen the party, build on the achievements of Mr. President, and on the things that we haven't done so well, we will most certainly improve on it. This is our position.
Well, Prince Audu, I mean, yes, it's good you are pushing the envelope for young people. But some people are saying that if you look at the profile of the people who have shown interest in the presidency in the APC, these are old people. So who is your preference?
Absolutely.
Is it given that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, whether anybody likes it or not, will take the ticket? Or are there other persons that you think are more important that we should look at?
To be honest, right, what I believe is that you cannot do away with experience. As young people, our clamor is not to be president or to be chairman of the party. Our clamor is to be carried along. We want a president that will make all the junior ministers as people below the age of 50. We want a president that understands that there are so many parastatals, so many details, so many directorates that can be given to young, competent people. And if it's His Excellency Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu, or His Excellency the Vice President, or His Excellency the Governor of Ebonyi, or the Minister of Transportation, whoever it is, I don't think that is the challenge of young people. What we want is to be carried along. So any president that the party is going to produce that is ready to carry young people along, we're ready to work hand in hand with that president. And this goes to show with our chairman, His Excellency Senator Abdullah Adamu. We've had a series of interactions. I'll be honest, he was the last person we met. So before...
Hello, are you with me? Hello, Prince Audu. I just lost connection with you. Hello.
The directorate is ready to take competence as the watchword of the party, and all that money politics that has destroyed the Nigerian polity, I believe he's going to do away with that. He's not a money-hungry politician. He has never played money-hungry politics before. And if this is infused into the party structure, because the party is the bedrock of politics, of politicking, of movement in Nigeria, if we instill this and infuse this into our party, I honestly believe that we're going to be a party that all Nigerians are going to be proud of very soon. Within the next 2 months, by the time you see the quality and caliber of people that the party is going to present as the NWC and the NEC, I think we're going to be very happy, and all Nigerians.
Okay, Prince Audu, if you can hear me, in a matter of seconds, we're going to throw this conversation open to persons who are part of this program on Zoom, on WhatsApp, and also persons who are listening to us directly. Well, I see a question here from, I'm trying to figure out that question on Zoom. Hello, are you still there, Prince Audu? Okay, so this is a question from Mrs. Adiola Aziz, and she's saying you were recounting 2 male aspirants without a reference to Onisola. Can we say that while you are advocating for the youth, what's your view on gender inclusion? Your comments, please. Hello, Prince Audu, are you still with me? Prince Mustafa Audu. Okay, we seem to have lost that connection there, but the issue is about gender inclusion. How can the APC get more women involved in its political processes as a party organizes today its long-awaited convention, March 26, postponed from February 26. The president having to intervene twice, first a meeting with the governors, and then on March 13, a letter to the APC Governors Forum chairman. Prince Mustafa Audu, it's good to have you back. Now, when I lost connection with you, somebody sent in a question. Mrs. Adiola Aziz. She was saying, look, you've been talking about male aspirants. How about gender inclusion from the youth end? And she cited the example of Miss Risola Abiola, who wants to be national youth leader. Are you aware of that?
Yes, I am. Ms. Rinsola is also another fine politician of the APC. But to be honest, she hasn't joined the progressive youth movement. So we don't mind that, she's running. We think that is awesome. We believe that, young people, more young people, male, should have the opportunity to run and express themselves. We've shown her tremendous amounts of support, but these 2 aspirants that I mentioned are members of the progressive youth movement. That is why we mentioned them specifically. But yes, Rinsola is another fine candidate. So only the APC will do this. Only the APC produces candidates like this. So this is what we believe.
Okay, you are saying that even the progressive youth movement of the APC, you discriminate. Someone has to be your member before you endorse them.
No, we don't. This is our incoming woman leader, not central. So we don't discriminate at all. So we have other positions.
I think what he's trying to say is for us, we would encourage more young people to come together, because like they say, if you want to go quick go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. And I think personally, I reached out to Reuben when the group was formed like 2 years ago, and up until date, she's not a member of the Progressive Youth Movement. So we will continue to support our members because, of course, that's our priority for now. We have over 10 million members, so I believe we have more than enough capable people within
Madam.
Two of the front contenders are actually both members of the Progressive Youth Movement. So we're very proud of both of them, and hopefully whoever emerges, even if it's Reuben, will be excited to work with her.
Absolutely.
Well, Prince, before Madam goes away, yes, okay, I get your point. Can you identify Madam, her name, and the position she's right for?
Princess Zara Mustafa Audu. She's also the co-chairperson of the Progressive Youth Movement, and she's running for the office of the North Central Zonal Woman Leader under the APC at the convention. So we just finished accreditation just now. So we have our tags for observers, officials, the VIP, and other things, from Secretariat. So that's we're next to the grounds now. We're just about to enter.
Okay, that leads me to the next question about zoning. As a party, is the party staying by the zoning formula, or the zoning formula is something that even the Progressive Youth Movement has rejected?
To be honest, right? If you look at the APC Constitution, the first article says that supremacy of the party is sacrosanct. So, the party, in its wisdom.
Hello, Prince Mustafa Audu. Hello. Can you hear me? We seem to have lost.
Seen that in order to carry everyone along.
Yeah, please go ahead. Hello, Prince Audu.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, so zoning is just a guide to help. It's supposed to make things more inclusive. Zoning is not, because it's been zoned to this zone, no one else can contest. If you see, Abdulaziz Yari is from the northeast, but the party had zoned the chairmanship to the North Central, but he was still allowed to buy a form. He still passed through screening, and he himself is the one that agreed to step down for Abdullah Adamu. So you see that the party does allow people to express themselves even when we do zoning. So this is a very fair party. I have to be honest, it's a very fair party. And if we didn't understand the full concept of the zoning and we went against it, it's not because we felt that zoning doesn't make sense. No, in the context of Nigeria, you have to zone. It's just like right now, the presidency is in the north. It's not constitutional to say immediately.
Hello? Hello? Prince Audu, can you still hear me? From the studio here in Lagos. Okay, it looks like we have an issue with the connection there, but hopefully you will get back to us. But if you want to be part of this conversation, you can call us on 0700 1051 1051. And our guest is Prince Mustafa Audu, leader of the Progressive Youth Movement wing of the APC. We also had the benefit of having Princess Audu with us, who is also vying for the position of National Youth Women Leader. Prince Mustafa Audu, I see you are back with us. If you may just conclude your thoughts on zoning.
So, in all honesty, I think zoning is purely for equity. It doesn't make sense that power is in the north and we're saying, no, let's retain it in the north. There's nothing like zoning. So how about people in the south? How about minorities? How do minorities come to office? So I don't think that's fair. So zoning, simply put, is for guidance. Zoning, simply put, is for equity. But it's not written in stone. That is why it's not in our constitution. But we feel right now the presidency is in the northwest. So what do? you move it to the south. So it's between the three zones in the south, which is the south, south, southeast, and southwest, to negotiate, produce the best candidate, and let us, the rest of us, support. I'm from the north central. I'm from Kogi State. My governor is vying for the presidency. No one has stopped him. He feels that yes, the power is in the north, but north central has not actually had power. So that is a legitimate concern, but he is allowed to express himself because this is a party of equity and justice. But I think when the primary comes about, everybody will look at it and see what is best for the nation and what is best for the party. And I believe that it will be to zone it to the south. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Okay, Prince Mustafa Audu, what we're going to do right now is to throw the conversation open. There are persons who have been calling the line, and they will expect you to respond to some of their observations and comments. And if you want to be part of this conversation, the number to call is 0700 1051 1051. You can also leave a comment on 09099164403. Oh, somebody is already on the line. You didn't even allow me to finish. Okay, please go ahead. Prince Audu is listening to you.
Good afternoon, Dr. Abati.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us.
AB from Songo.
Songo, one of our regulars.
Number one, I want to ask our guest there, Prince Audu. The number one question is that when Governor Yaya Bello came, he was first one and the youth. And what did you? I mean, can you tell me that honestly from that man has done well in Kogi because I know Kogi very well. Has he done well? What has he done? What has he done? Salaries are not being paid. Many things happen. Nothing working there. And yet he's now vying for president. That is number one. Then number two, is APC a personal property or family property that everybody wants to give in their wife, their brother, their sisters. When you know you are already a part of the business, you have bring your wife in. Look at what is happening in Lagos. Let me bring in our former governor, Tinubu. All the wife is continuing. In the son is out of our country. So why must it be like that? If you answer those two questions, thank you.
Okay, Prince Audu.
Thank you.
Yes.
Those are very two interesting questions, and I'll answer them. The first one, or let me start with the second one. Why must you bring family members? Are there no other people? Yes, there are many other people. There are over 200 million Nigerians. Ours is by sheer hard work. While others are sitting down and complaining, texting, typing, making phone calls, the rest of us young people that are determined are working hard and slaving every day. Yes, she's my wife. Yes, she's being presented, but I doubt if there's anyone better than her. If there is, prove me wrong. She's the most hardworking, most intelligent person that I've seen. So should competence be discarded simply because they are related? No, it shouldn't. You shouldn't say because somebody is related to you, the competence should be thrown out. No. So we are advocating, we are working hard. We are not supported or sponsored by any governor. In fact, I would say that when we started our agitation, they sent the DSS after us. We were detained by the DSS. So while we were being detained by the DSS, nobody complained that they were detaining husband and wife. Nobody complained that they were detaining young people that were fighting for what is right. Today, the leadership of the party has recognized the effort that we've put in and decided that, yes, these are the set of young people that are bold, courageous, intelligent, and they are ready to work with. Why should we then say, no, Mr. A that didn't do anything, or Mrs. B that didn't do anything, because you are simply not related to us, come from the bush with no competence? No, that is unacceptable. The progressive youth movement is purely about competence. So I challenge your regular caller to bring me somebody more competent, or he should even Google the name Princess Zara Mustafa Audu and see what Google will tell you. Competence personified. That's the answer you get. That's number two. Let me get back to number one. Number one is about His Excellency Yaya Bello. To be honest, a lot of people have said this as a young person. You know, he hasn't performed as they expected. He hasn't done.
Hello.
what they believe. To be honest, what I have in leadership positions, meanwhile, if around the country, of the 36 state governors, how many of them are young and how many of them are old? 80-90% are old. So therefore, 80-90% of the problems being generated and created in Nigeria today is because of the old people. But yet they would only look at one excuse, one example, and say, oh, this person didn't do this or this person didn't do that. Therefore, the entire generation does not have the competence to do it. No, that is very wrong. More young people should be encouraged to come inside. Yes, he has done some that is not so great, but he has also done other things that are very great. His security, his handling of security issues has been fantastic. This is the first time that every deputy chairman in the whole local government, in all 21 local government in the state, all women. So on some scorecards, he has done well. Other scorecards, he may not have performed so great. What do? We encourage, we become part of the system so that things can be better. It's not about sitting down and saying, oh, you did this that is bad. You did that is bad. How are you contributing to make a difference? We were on the other side, sitting down and complaining. I think most Nigerians have 2-3 degrees in complaining. But we need to get out of that complaint zone, roll up our sleeves and begin to labor and work hard for our nation. This is why the progressive youth movement is not sitting back. We're not sitting back to say, oh, things are bad. We are saying that as young people, we have the competence and we know power is not served a la carte. We are going to work hard, hand in hand with our leaders, so that us that have competence are there to make a difference in our country. This is why we are raised. My classmate, his name is Fahad Al-Tafak, His Excellency Fahad Al-Tafak. We went to school in Scotland together in Glasgow. He sat in front of me. Today, he represents his president. He is the UAE ambassador to Nigeria. All our governors go and meet him and bend their head to him and say, oh, Your Excellency, Your Excellency. Meanwhile, he's only a few months older than me. He sat in front of me in class. But the respect other countries give to their young people is completely different from the respect they give to us. Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, I've seen him many times with Fahad. The way he treats and talks to Fahad, you think they are mates and colleagues. But yet, how are we treated as young people? Today, I'm still fighting for youth inclusion. Meanwhile, he represents his country. This is the difference. Nigeria needs to improve, not by complaining, but by young people becoming part of the process of fixing the nation. So no more complaints. So if he's there to complain about the governor of Kogi State or other governors, I would tell him that yes, you have every right to complain, but what will work, what will make a difference is if he rolls up his sleeves, supports someone that he believes will make a difference actively, not to go and be collecting money during election and then time for voting, they surrender their vote. What do they expect? So these are some of the things that need to be done to make sure that we have a better nation. So all hands on deck, basically.
Well, Prince Mustafa Audu, thank you for that robust defense of your wife, Princess Zara Mustafa Audu. I'm sure you will get a meal of pounded yam, special pounded yam tonight.
Absolutely.
But since Madam is sitting right next to you, let us speak for ourselves. Madam.
Okay. She literally just stepped out to pick her tags. As soon as she gets back in, I'll tell her.
Okay.
As I was answering, she just stepped out. So she will be back inside with her tags.
Yeah.
Yes. I have my tags.
Yeah, this is International Women's Month, and it's good to see you defending your.
So this is my own tag for the convention. You know, so she's picking up the rest of the observer tags, and then there are other tags like that's for the agent, so you need an agent's tag. So that's the agent's tag. So there are a few tags that we need to, just so that things are done right.
Okay, before Madam comes back, let's take another call. Who do we have on the line? Prince Mustafa Audu is on the program.
Good afternoon, Dr. Reuben.
Good afternoon.
Comrade Ogbanago Mohammed Ibrahim calling.
Okay, thank you.
Mustafa, good afternoon. That's my brother. He has spoken well. I'm also from Kogi State, from Angpa to be precise. You know.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
yes, great. Hi, Leke.
Said election. Look, but Ojo Miami, Ojo Kedukwe.
Ami.
We'll talk about that later. You know.
Yeah.
Look, the APC is already getting it right. by this consensus, you can see that those six aspirants had already stepped down to support a particular candidate. And that is what we have been praying for. For those who want them to scatter, and at the end of the day, I'll start capitalizing on it and said, thank God, this is what we have been praying for. It has happened. It will never happen. Dr. Reuben, when a question was thrown to my brother a while ago, just like what Bola Ahmed Tinubu have been doing around, and you said that you go and give ticket to someone else, somebody who is not working, going anywhere, and that you just go and dash out, APC should go and dash out the ticket for somebody, just like Bola Ahmed Tinubu have been going around everywhere. At the end of the day, you say, so is it only Bola Ahmed Tinubu? The APC youth wing have been working for this success, and today it has come to reality, and you want them to give it to someone else who is sleeping somewhere. It is not possible. Good afternoon.
Absolutely.
Prince.
Great defense from my brother there. Awesome.
Okay, do you want to make additional comments?
I support what he's saying 100%. You know, there's a Nigerian saying, monkey they walk, baboon they chop. We want monkey to walk and monkey to chop. So that's how things must be. So if we do the work, let's benefit. Not because for the sake of, you know, how you want to perceive. Perception has nothing to do with reality. The reality of it is those that work should be the ones who benefit. So that when you see that you reap what you sow, I think it will encourage more Nigerians to work hard for their party.
Okay, I see Dr. Boniface Chizia raising his hand on WhatsApp. Dr. Boniface Chizia, if you are still with us, please go ahead and call in. The number to use is 0700-1051-1051. Dr. Boniface Chizia, please go ahead. Hello?
I make my comment. Okay, that's fine. Okay, Reuben, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
I'm glad to have been able to join you this time around. Well, I'm not a politician, but Prince, the Prince has spoken quite well.
Prince Mustafa Audu.
Yes. Audu, he's spoken quite well. But I think that's what I want to say here is beyond age. You know, we should not be attached to age. We must be concerned. You know, the selection criteria should go beyond age. I think you have to step back a bit and also be concerned about how do you get the youths prepared to be ready to take power. Now, if you look at Nigeria the way it is now, most of our leaders going back to the military era, they were all youths when they came to power. So I think that what you need, yes, I agree, age is important. If you're not youthful, you don't have the energy. But you need to get your youths in your selecting your representatives, you know, to ensure that it's not just age, it's not just somebody who is able to mobilize and lead protests and so on and so forth. The person must have you need some experience. You cannot buy experience. There's no two way about it. He should not lead a meeting. If not being the chairman of a meeting, you can't go because you have a political office and be able to run a meeting. Thank you very much.
Okay, Prince Audu, your response to Dr. Chizia.
Thank you, Doctor. I think you couldn't have even said it any better. Earlier, I had mentioned that the type of young people in the political space were the thugs, the touts, the people that as young people were not proud to say these are representatives. That is why the progressive youth movement took a different approach. We went to talent hunt, state by state, zone by zone. We identified young people that we believe has capacity, because it's not about age, it is about capacity. So that's why I said none of us are interested in chairman or president. Any young person that is interested in chairman or president is not a serious person. That's the truth. We want to work side by side with them, hand in hand with them. This is the goal. So if we have an older chairman that recognizes us, that recognizes that we are the demographics, it's good to produce more candidates in the House of Assembly and House of Reps that are young, energetic. The governors, the senators can be older, you know. Now that is a fine balance, that is good. But to say you have a House of Assembly man that is 60, 70, House of Reps 70, Senator 70, Governor 70, 80, President 70, There's no room for anybody. There's no room for growth. There's no room for development. This is the real issue. So we want more young people, not young people to take over the entire space. No, it's impossible. You cannot discard experience. I ran for governor 3 years ago in 2019, and I can tell you today, I am far more equipped. I am far better. I am far more prepared than that for that governorship position than I was a few years ago. And I'm still growing. I'm still maturing. So for me, the smartest thing to do is to have more experience by trying my hands in other positions, such as the House of Representatives or even the Senate, before saying I want to aspire for governorship or even presidency. So at this stage, if I'm applying or aspiring for any of those positions, that doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry, I want to show you somebody else who is also running for another position. This is Tukur Buratai, who is running for the position of Northeast Organizing Secretary, again headhunted from across the country. This is what we're doing. We're going around the entire country, headhunting who we feel are the best. He's a pilot. He's one of the best pilots in Nigeria, and he's very young. So this is what we're saying. Adding more people like this to the political landscape will change things, and only APC is doing this. And guess why the APC is doing this? It's not because the older leaders are doing this. It's because us as young people know that the young people that have been representing us are not the type that should be representing us. So we have decided, let us find the type that we are proud to say can represent us and present them so that Nigerians can vote for them. The issue of money, them having money, is a thing of the past because we know how to crowdfund today.
Okay, Prince Audu, if you can hear me, it looks like the internet connection is freezing again. The gentleman you showed us just now.
I think there was a popular, which he ended up giving to charity. So,
okay, yeah, Prince Audu, the gentleman at the wheels that you showed us now, who is also an aspirant. Can you have him just talk to us for a few seconds about his own aspiration?
Maybe you talk. This is
introduce yourself, and then you talk to City Talks with Reuben Abati.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. My name is Tukur Buratai. I'm an aspirant for the Zonal Organizing Secretary, Northeast, from Borno, from Biu, local government. I'm a pilot by profession. I work with ARIC, and also a businessman. I have a few businesses that I run.
Yeah, but how optimistic are you about today's event? What are your expectations? Apc Convention, March 26.
I expect everything should go as planned. It should be a free and fair convention. We don't expect to see any hinges in the election, in the process. And just like my leader said, we are after. We want to show the Nigerian people that we, the young ones, are ready to take power into our hands, and we have so much more to offer. And by the grace of God, if given the opportunity, we will deliver.
Well, thank you very much, Tuko. I'll come back to you, Prince Audu. I have a comment here on WhatsApp, and the person is saying, Adegwega Adedeji is his name. He says, Dr. Reuben, what is progressive in the ruling party APC? I hope when you mention progressives, you are not being sarcastic, because there is nothing progressive in Nigeria and in the lives of Nigerians since APC got the chance to sit in Aso Villa. Is it the adulterated fuel brought into the country that make it progressive, or the hike in diesel price that is 800 naira per liter today? Is it what is it that makes Nigeria progressive? Loss of jobs, food hike, insecurity, kidnapping? What really makes us progressive? Honestly, I don't know where to pinpoint any progressive achievement of this party. Okay, you are leader of the progressive youth movement of the APC. So what is progressive?
Well, to be honest, right, yes, there are many problems, a myriad of problems, just like he has mentioned. We will not deny those problems. They exist. So anybody that wants to deny the current realities is just not being honest with Nigerians. So Now, as young people, we realize these are the problems. We are ready to roll up our sleeves and fix these problems. We're working on them. So, and the problem is that, another problem is that we always highlight the negatives and never highlight the positives. There are many, many, many things that the government, the current government and people are doing right now that are very good, you know, such as the second Niger bridge, such as this inclusion of young people. There are many things. Yes, the currency is at a flux. Yes, there are issues in terms of security, but we believe as young people, the moment we come on board, we will begin to bring in new technologies to tackle this problem. No party has ever tried to bring in young people in this magnitude to try to correct the problems at hand. None. No government has done as many social intervention programs as this. We're in the height of a global economic meltdown. There are so many problems that have occurred. A pandemic that hasn't happened for over 100 years. You are in a war now, which could possibly lead to the Third World War. There's a global world food shortage. So we're at a time that there are so many things that are befuddling the nation, befuddling the whole world. So to sit back and say, oh, these problems were brought on by the APC, it's not true. You know, yes, we've had our problems. Yes, we have asked for leadership. Therefore, as a leader, whatever the problem is your fault. That is the rule of leadership. You must accept credit for the good and the bad. So we will accept credit for both the good and the bad. But I want to reassure everyone now listening that as young people are coming in, within a few months, things are going to change. Long before the presidential election comes about, you are going to see a difference. You are going to start singing the tune of the APC, simply because we will see young people that look, these are the kind of faces you'll be seeing. These are the kind of faces that will be interacting, in addition to the faces that are already running the system. In addition to the older ones, younger people will now be involved in making a difference. I think this will change the dynamics.
Wrap this up now, but I see one caller who has been calling persistently. If you can take that call. After that call, Prince Audu, we'll let you go and attend to more important matters. Yes, thank you for joining us.
Yes. God bless you. I want to ask one question. I want to ask him that, number one, you remember he has mentioned the myriad of problems that the APC is having. If we can, now 4 years, the Nigerians couldn't see, and we couldn't even 21 things. Nigerians are talking. Second year, this is going to be second tenure. And now you want to tell us this is 7 years. And now Nigerians are talking like water, and then it's just like what one of the callers said. And you are coming, you want to tell us this, which gives you for another opportunity. With the first one you said change, the second one you said next level. So what is going to be this one? They can this 2023. Let me ask you that question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Prince Audu. If you could just respond to that and then make your concluding statements. Prince Audu, I'm not hearing you in the studio.
Please, can you give me a recap of what he was saying?
No,
I didn't really hear.
Really, I didn't know. I wouldn't know what happened with the system here. I couldn't hear him either. The mix was very poor. Yes. But if you could just make your concluding statements by way of wrap up so that we can go.
In conclusion, what I want to say is that I think that Nigerians, especially young people, we've spent a significant amount of time complaining, always complaining. We can't be complaining and expect things to change. We believe that as young people are now coming into the APC, we're going to reach out to a lot of young people across the country. We're going to begin a lot of programs, a lot of tours, a lot of things that will change the current situation of things, to highlight the good things that we've done and the negatives that we've done or we've encountered. We will begin to change it. Again, this terrorism and kidnapping and security issues that have been happening, I think government has already identified that it's private individuals that have been funding these things. There's a list of them. I believe the American government just in the last few days just sanctioned 3 people. The UAE government has convicted 6. There are about 90 people on the Nigerians. People have been funding terrorism against their own country. And if you look deep into it, you'll see that these are politically in ourselves, but we don't want to complain. When things are done right, make sure that things change for the better. This is our goal completely. And we believe that this convention will deliver that, God willing.
Well, we wish you very well, Prince Mustafa Audu and your group in the Progressive Youth Movement of the All Progressives Congress. And we all have great expectations because this is not just about the APC. It's about the health of the democratic process in Nigeria. And we hope that the All Progressives Congress, as the ruling party, will show good example and indicate also that internal democracy is important and Nigeria is more important than individual interests. I'd like to thank you very much, Prince Mustafa Audu. Clear demonstration that the apple doesn't fall too far away from the tree. Prince Mustafa Audu is the son of...
I would also like to mention something that you may not know.
Okay.
But I was going through my late mom's things a year or two ago, and I saw your name and your number in one of her documents. So you must have known my late mom. And I was like, oh, he knew you. So it's a small world. I always was looking for an opportunity to tell you that. I was like, look, Reuben Abati, and it must have been an old number because it was from maybe early 2000s or something like that.
Well, Prince, thank you very much for that compliment. Well, I've been around. I've been around for quite a while, but we thank God for everything. But let me thank you very much for taking time out to discuss, the subject, the APC Convention. And I also like to thank all our callers and those who reach out to us on Zoom, YouTube, and Facebook. Remember, the conversation does not end here. You can reach out to me on my social media account at Abati1990 on Instagram. And you can also reach out to us at City1051 on all social media platforms. For those of you who tuned in late, no need to worry. You can visit YouTube page City1051 to watch the entire show. And please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and leave comments. And don't forget to tune in also next week at 12 noon for another exciting edition of City Talks. My name is Reuben Abati. The show was produced by Adedoja Allen, Charles Flames, Abiodun Odunton, Ayodamola Oludara, and Oluwaseun Adetitun. Thank you very much for joining us. Have a blessed weekend. We'll see you again next weekend. Bye for now.